Thanks to Republican oversight, we're now getting the picture of what happened with AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, at the Met Gala. Now, what's interesting here is the story shows that she was desperate to go to the gala. She wanted all this free stuff, free invitations, free outfit, free makeup, free transportation. In other words, this is the socialist way, right? You want the luxuries of the rich. You just don't want to have to pay for them. So here's AOC with her big tax the rich dress and denouncing the rich. The rich are bad. Well, the rich pay for their stuff. AOC doesn't want to. And as it turns out, she seems to have violated the House rules in doing so. And the story is particularly insidious because it shows how she tried to cover that up and lie about it and get other people to lie about it, including the museum and the designer of her dress and others as well. So let's look at what happens. Now, AOC is allowed to go to the Met Gala, but here's the point. The invitation has to come from the Met. And typically, the Met does invite senators and congressmen, but from that district. And so, for example, the senator of New York, or maybe the congressman or woman from that district gets an invitation, but AOC is not in that district, so she wasn't invited. So she could go to the Met Gala, but she'd have to pay. Now, it's kind of expensive. $35,000 for two people. And AOC wanted to take her boyfriend. So this was going to cost her some considerable money. She didn't want to pay. And so she decided, okay, let me figure out another way to get in. Now, she knows Anna Wintour, who is the longtime editor of Vogue, and Vogue was apparently one of the sponsors of the event, and so she basically got her tickets through Vogue and through Anna Wintour. But see, this is not allowed. Why? Because Vogue is part of a massive media corporation. The media corporation owns Spectrum, a highly regulated internet provider. So if you've got a corporation like this that's involved in public dealings, it can be seen as a payoff, as a bribe, or either as a campaign donation. It's basically members of Congress are not allowed to take gifts worth this kind of money from companies that employ lobbyists. End of story. And so what happens is AOC uses the leverage or the influence of Anna Wintour to get the tickets, and then tries to hide that fact by saying things like, well, why don't we just say the tickets didn't really come from Vogue magazine? They were like a personal gift from Anna Wintour. That way we leave the corporation out of it. So this is how AOC is trying to cover her tracks. Even though she was warned that, quote, the congressman could accept an invitation from the Met, but not, this is her lawyer's italics, from Vogue. So she knows, but she's so eager to go that she basically still does it. The second thing that's really interesting is that although she gets this kind of Kim Kardashian treatment, transportation, dress, hair, makeup, hotel room, manicure, shoes, handbag, jewels, even accessories for the boyfriend, she doesn't want to pay for any of it. And in fact, she doesn't. So we find out later that as investigations begin and people start asking her about the event and who paid for this and who paid for that, she then starts paying later. For example, she gets some haute couture dress from a Brooklyn designer, and it was supposedly rented to her, not even given to her, but rented to her for $1,300. Her campaign office decided, why don't we bargain them down to $300? And so they don't even want to pay the designer $1,300 for this elaborate dress. Number two, she gets $635 shoes, which she apparently intends to only use once, and she gets the price of that dramatically knocked down. Another time she writes to the dress designer, this is an AOC staffer, saying, hey, listen, we need some stuff for the boyfriend. And she goes, quote, there's no restriction on Riley, by the way. What's AOC saying? She's saying, listen, there are some restrictions on me, so we kind of have to be careful. But you can give as much free stuff as you want to the boyfriend because he's not under the same rules. So you can see here, again, the socialist habit where free, free, free. We sometimes think that socialists are only providing entitlements to the ordinary guy so they can get their votes. Hey, listen, I'll give you free stuff so you can then vote for me. But notice that even the socialists that have money, that are well paid, that are in this case sitting in Congress, are trying to get free invitations, free outfits, free shoes, free jewelry. So I don't know what's going to happen to this, but I think it's really important for the House to crack down on this scoundrel, AOC, at the very least hit her with an ethics violation and an ethics penalty. I'm really glad at the very least that the information showing her to be a glaring hypocrite is now out.